So Team USA announced their rosters to who's going to compete in the Olympics. A lot of noise has been surrounding Caitlin Clark was not a part of that team, and a lot of fans are in uproars over it. And a lot of comments surrounding it, and just have one question for us, man. Was Caitlin Clark snubbed from Team USA?
No. Not at all. I think that people are overlooking the fact that they have won the Olympic gold medal in women's basketball probably the last 7 or 8 years straight.
7 times, bro. 7.
And they're sending the best players from the WNBA.
Yep.
Caitlin Clark is a rookie, bro. She hasn't. Obviously, we know how legendary she is as a college basketball player. We love Caitlin Clark, but she is in her rookie year in the WNBA. The Fever are well below 500 right now in their the record. And the fact is, how is she snubbed when you look at that roster? Who are you taking off of that roster to give Caitlin Clark the spot? Because it's all killers on the team. I think that some people are making arguments about TV ratings. Do you want TV ratings or do you want to win? I mean, I think they will win even if she was on the team. But the fact is, who are you taking off of that squad? Like, if I go down the roster real quick, right? Let me just go Asia Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, Alyssa Thomas, Nafesia Kohler from Minnesota, who's been also killing it, Jewel Lloyd, who also just got 5,000 points. Well, I think it was 500 in her first, sorry, my dog is barking in the background. But Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young, Kalia Copper. It's a squad, bro. I don't know who you're going to take off to give Caitlin Clark a spot.
Yep. And that's exactly the point I'm going to go with it too, bro. There's no one that I will put. That's why you can't really say it's a snub. And I was listening to First Take today, and they had a huge discussion on this topic, man. I'm like, and Sinead was bringing up some really good points. Andrea Carter was as well, man. Sinead experiences this personally, man, with her sister. Won MVP, but was not part of that Team USA team that year. So it's like, if the MVP didn't get it, it's like I can't justify it. It's that's different. It's just different. And to be fair, would I feel differently if Caitlin was just balling out the park? You know what I'm saying? It'll be a little bit different. But the fact of the matter is, she's just growing as a rookie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's growing. She's not. You can't just give it to her. She has to earn it.
Yeah.
And popularity alone does not justify someone being on the Team USA roster.
Right.
Not that alone. Now, I want to address the other side of the arguments too. People are arguing hey, this is your most marketable player at this point. Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, she's the most popular player in basketball, in women's basketball right now. And the other argument that I've heard from Shannon Sharp, Stephen A., everybody else, you missed the opportunity to grow the game. The game is growing. It is. They're talking more about WNBA now than it has been since I don't know when. Ever. So, the game's in a good spot. It's growing steadily. It's doing well. Now, I will recognize that two things can be true. You know what I'm saying? It's also true that because Caitlin Clark's not on the team, it may not be as marketable. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you have so many great marketable players. You still do a great job using the influence you have now. Put attention on the game and on the other players there already, and then turn that into something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the WNBA can still market it and strategize in a way to still put more notoriety in names and put their other players on notice.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So like, there's still ways to go about it, but I do not think Caitlin's snubbed at all.
Yeah, I don't think she was snubbed.
She was not snubbed, you know. She was not. It's just the fact that people are.
It's not a popularity contest.
This is not the All-Star game.
Right.
This is not the All-Star game. And Andrea, I think Andrea brought this up too. There's another opportunity to go to game during the All-Star game because she'll automatically be in the All-Star game. Now, if she's not in the All-Star game, exactly. Now, if she's not in the All-Star game, we'll have a conversation because that means something was wrong with the voting, or maybe people didn't think of Caitlin as we thought. But that's voting led, so she's gonna get in there. So
likely, most likely.
No question about that. So, but no, she wasn't snubbed, y'all. Just calm down. We've been preaching this for the past couple podcasts too, bro. Just let Caitlin ball. And the Indiana Fever coach came out and said that just woke up they woke up a monster, right? I want to get the exact quote though, because I don't want to misquote anybody.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
So
I feel like
here you go. So speaking to reporters on Sundays, Fever head coach said that Clark told her, "Hey coach, they woke a monster." I respect that. But just go ahead, go off some more. I feel like Caitlin can have a strong end to the WNBA season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can understand from Caitlin's side. I'm sure she could feel overlooked. Probably. She probably could. But at the same time, those players all deserve it. And if someone outright tells me a player they would not put on there, I would let you tell me the player who you think shouldn't be on that roster. And give me some good basketball reasons why they should not be on that roster.
Exactly.
Stick to basketball. You can't give me a basketball reason why.
Don't talk about marketing when you're talking about hoops. I don't.
Now that's what that whole conversation dove into on First Take.
Yeah.
Marketing and capitalism and all this stuff. I mean, yeah, it was an opportunity to do that, but at the same time, this is basketball.
We compete. That's what the sport is about, is competing, and you want to go out there with the best possible team to compete and win. Because if they were to have Caitlin, let's say this, let's just give this situation or whatever example. If Caitlin was on the roster and they go out there and they lose, then what becomes the narrative then? Because, oh, you should have sent out the best player, she wasn't ready. I guarantee you the narrative would switch. So it's pointless to me to make the case that Caitlin Clark in her rookie year of WNBA basketball, when she hasn't dominated as a rookie, and rightfully so, we know how great she is. We know she's going to be good for a long time if she does what she's always done and put in the work. But she's still translating from college to the WNBA, which is the highest professional level of basketball being played. I saw Reggie Miller on a podcast today making the same point. When you go from high school to college, there's a transition period because you probably in high school were the most dominant, the most athletic, the fastest, the strongest, the best player. When you go to college, that's everyone else who has also been on a high school team where they were the best player, the best this, the best that. And then you have the same thing going to the most high level of basketball. So I should give her the time to like develop, and then she'll be there. Like she'll in 2028, she can have the opportunity. Like it's not going to hurt anything. I think. I feel like people associate the name and forget about the actual skill of so many other players, and that's what bothers me a lot about the whole thing with all these debates. I'm not saying that she's not good or that she's not deserving of something, but also that doesn't mean that other players aren't as well. Like if you think about, to me, a snub is from the wings, Arike. She's had 20-point games all year long, like 20-plus point games for 9 straight games, or the first 9 games of the season, and that's only, I think, Cynthia Cooper has done that. Mm-hmm. Cynthia Cooper, one of the greatest women's basketball players there is, but she's not on the roster. So, again, who are you taking off?
And to be fair, there are people advocating for Kevin to be on the roster. I remember Lisa Leslie, her comments are coming back around, being viral again based on what she said back in April. She was advocating for Caitlin Clark to be on the team. So it's not like no one's just against Caitlin Clark, man. I'm just gonna say
I'm not against her.
Nobody's against her. Like just because we say that she wasn't snubbed, don't think that we don't support Caitlin Clark or like we think Caitlin would be a good player. A great player.
She will be.
She will be. It's just going through growing pains. And again, if you don't agree, comment what player would you take off the list. Give me a basketball reason why. And then we can have discussion in the comment section, like for real. Like, give me a basketball reason why. I mean, and at the same time, again, I do understand the argument like, hey, we could have missed the opportunity. But yeah, that's, the cool thing about opportunities that always come back around. Is this the last Olympics ever? No. Is this the last thing Team USA would do? No. Like, chill out. She's a rookie. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Tell him, Q.
And then I was thinking about Andrea too. Like, this would give Caitlin a chance to rest. She has been playing basketball nonstop.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
NBA, I mean, they have a gap for their draft, but WNBA, you go from college, and she was in the championship, so she played multiple games and going into basically straight into professional basketball a couple weeks later. So if that. That's a good point.
Thing too on what Caitlin Clark, like say for instance, she was still on Team USA, she was selected, right? There'll be somebody with deserving that's not on the list, right? But that won't be made as much noise about because they're not Caitlin Clark. That's one. Two, if Caitlin is on the team, and I didn't know the locker room dynamics of anything at all. You know what I'm saying? All I know Caitlin is believed to be a really good person, a good locker room presence and all that stuff. But what would it be like in the locker room? Because we already seen some pushback from former WNBA players about Caitlin's impact and all this stuff. So there could be a chance for maybe potential rifts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. It's a legit thing, especially as a rookie. That's different, man. And especially if you're not balling on like Candace Parker type level. When she was a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just different.
Yeah.
It's different. And before we end this topic, I'm gonna go one more thing about this stuff because it's kind of related. I love the fact that WNBA is being discussed about more. When we first started this podcast here on Swish Masters, we wanted to include the WNBA in a lot of our topics. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say that we could have done better, for sure. Like, we could have done better with covering, like, for example, the finals and playoffs and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But, like, I will admit that. And I'm humble enough as a person to admit that. So, hopefully other people, I don't think they'll hear this, can hear what I'm saying too, and just admit we could all be doing better in supporting the WNBA. Even though I feel like we talked about it more than what we've done than segments I've seen on other shows, because we talked about WNBA and some other aspects before Caitlin Clark got here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, we go through our playlists and videos and stuff, we don't have as much content. You know what I'm saying? And we can do better with that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and we will. Just, I'll just say the only time we talk about WNBA shouldn't be just about Kevin Clark. Because WNBA 100%. Is a whole organization, a whole bunch of different players that are awesome, and teams that are awesome. So, I'm going to challenge not just us, but everybody else in the basketball space. Do more to support the WNBA as a whole, not just one person. Okay? And again, I'm not dissing Caitlin Clark. I'm glad that she's part of the league. Glad she's doing everything. But let her be a part of this WNBA story and brain. Just like once LeBron goes, we'll move on to the next person. But LeBron James' story will be itched into the NBA story and brain.
For sure.
That's all, man. Y'all just chill out, man. I'm not a cussing man, but if I was, I'll just y'all just chill out. Dang.
Who raised you?
Yeah, man. God. Hey, man. Just chill out.
Oh.